Good morning. I'm Carla Zeus from CNN Student News. Today is June 4th, 1991, and it is currently 9 a.m. Breaking news. Mount Unzen had its largest eruption yesterday and killed 43 people. We will talk more about them later with Vance, our volcano expert. For now, let's turn it over to our newspaper reporter, Nancy, who has some insight on this volcanic eruption.
Good morning, I'm Nancy, and today we'll be interviewing George geologist on plate tectonics.
I'm George, geologist, a local geologist, and today I'm going to talk to you about the science behind how a volcano is formed.
So George, do you mind explaining how a volcano is formed and how volcanic eruptions occur?
When two tectonic plates converge, the friction between them created by the constant movement melts Earth's surface, causing the rock underneath to turn into magma due to rising temperatures. Over time, the magma rises due to pressure and begins to bubble up through cracks in the plates. This is how we get what is called a volcanic eruption. Volcanoes also form when faults, cracks in the earth plates are created in which magma rises up and fills the gaps.
Thank you, George. Back to you, Carla.
Thank you, George and Nancy, for your helpful insight on volcanoes. Now that we know how volcanoes are formed, it's probably important to know how volcanoes are measured. So let's turn it over to Vance, the volcanologist, who will explain how to measure volcanoes and what instruments are used in order to do that.
Here's a local volcanologist. Hello, Vance. How did the volcanologists rate the magnitude of volcanoes?
Volcanologists like me use the VEI, or Volcanic Explosivity Index, to show how violent an eruption is. This is similar to the Richter scale, which is used to measure earthquake magnitude. The VEI measures or takes into account how much volcanic material is ejected, how long the eruption lasts, and how high the volcanic material is thrown into the air. This scale ranges from 0 to 8, but 7 and 8s are very rare. Mount Unzen here measured at a 1 to 2. You might think that this ranking is not high, but it is still deadly. It killed many people, including some of my colleagues.
And what kind of instruments or tools do you use during this process?
One would be the COSPEC, or correlation spectrometer. To use it, you first angle it up at the volcanic ash. It sees how much sunlight is getting through, and then it can measure how much gas the volcanic eruption spit out. We also use a device called the EM41 to find out where the magma and vents are underground. These instruments can help us find out the VEI of an eruption.
And how does the VEI impact us as a society?
The VEI is very important, not just for a volcanologist, but also for regular citizens as well. If you have a volcanic eruption near you, this index can tell you the severity of it and if you need to evacuate immediately or not. It can save countless lives.
Thank you, Vance. Now back to you, Carla.
Thanks, Nancy. Wow, there's actually a job dedicated to studying volcanoes. Who knew? Anyways, next we have Haley, the historian, giving you all the insight on Mount Unzen. Take a look.
Now we'll be interviewing a local historian named Haley.
Hi, I'm Haley the historian, and I'm going to give you guys some history on the Great Mount Unzen. Mount Unzen covers most of the Shimabara Peninsula, located east of Nagasaki, Japan.
How did the past eruptions affect the economy of Japan?
Japan began to develop a strong MUDC, or more economically developed country, after past volcano eruptions from 1792 and the destruction from the Hiroshima during World War II caused the progress of the country to slow.
Why don't you tell us about what happened during 1792?
In 1792, over 14,524 people were killed by the collapse of the lava dome that also caused a tsunami.
Interesting. What about the eruption of 1990?
In 1990, an eruption was caused by many earthquakes that have gone on since 1989. After many months of this year, the volcano has been very active.
Thank you, Haley. Now back to you, Carla.
Wow, it looks like Mount Unzen has been causing a lot of destruction long before my time. After hearing that background, I think we need to know where volcanic eruptions are frequent. For that, we will turn it over to Greg, the geographer.
I'm going to interview a local geographer named Greg.
Hello, I'm Greg the geographer, here to talk to you about where volcanoes occur the most. As you may know, the Earth's crust and lithosphere, the upper layer of the mantle, is broken up into tectonic plates.
How many tectonic plates are there and how do they move?
There are 7 major plates around the world with several other small ones. These plates move as a result of convection currents in the middle mantle. When these plates move, they can cause magma to rise up, creating a volcano.
How do volcanoes form?
A lot of volcanoes form in certain areas around the world. most notably the Ring of Fire. This area forms an outline of the Pacific Ocean and is a site for a lot of volcanic and earthquake activity. Mount Unzen is located on the Ring of Fire, as it is in Japan.
Is there any other areas where volcanoes can form?
Another kind of area where volcanoes can form is hotspots. These are places where magma has risen up from the mantle and created a volcano. These places are usually away from tectonic plates, such as in Hawaii or Yellowstone.
Thank you, Greg. Prepare now. Know your area's risk from volcanic eruptions. Ask local emergency management for evacuation and shelter plans, and for potential means of protection from ash. Learn about community warning systems such as the Volcano Notification Service, which is a free service that sends notifications about volcanic activity. Get necessary supplies in advance in case you have to evacuate immediately or if services are cut off. Keep in mind each person's specific needs, including medication. Do not forget the needs of pets. Also, consult your doctor if you have any existing respiratory difficulties. Practice a communication and evacuation plan with everyone in your family. Have a shelter-in-place plan if your biggest risk is from ash. Keep important documents in a safe place. Create password-protected digital copies. Find out what your homeowner's insurance policy will cover when a volcano erupts. Thank you. Now back to you, Carla.
I'm Carla Zeus from CNN Student News, signing off.